Hi, this is Celia Strickland, owner of Sweets from the Soul. Thank you for your purchase of the Wedding Word Search Template package. In this tutorial, we are here to walk you through the entire process of customizing and using this product. We will begin in this tutorial by using our links in this PDF document. You are obviously watching this tutorial, so you have found the first link. Let's go ahead and open our word list. This is a Google Sheets, and here it will prompt you to make a copy. These will open in your Google Drive. And here we have a spreadsheet of all the possible word lists that we could use in our word search puzzle. You can also opt to use customized word list and include ideas such as the couple's names, their hobbies, restaurants, favorite games, and food. We will be drawing our words from columns C and D of this spreadsheet and placing them into column A. Here I've already selected about 25 words to add to our puzzle. 25 word puzzle is a good amount of words to put in for your guests to use during the rehearsal dinner or at a shower for a quick little activity to pass the time. You can choose any of these that you want. For example, if I wanted to take the word union out and put in the groom's name, I could just add that. We'll call him John. If I wanted to take out another word, say for example heart, I could just click on that cell and put in the bride's name. We'll call her Sue. And I can continue to add and take away from this list until I have the perfect set of words for my word search. Now, returning back to our PDF, we're ready to go ahead and open the word search generator. This is an online word search generator owned by Word Search Labs. It is a free app that you can use. Now, they give you some words in your box, so we're going to go ahead and highlight those and delete them. Now, going back to my spreadsheet, I'm going to highlight the list of words in column A that I have chosen, right-click, and copy. You can also Control-C or Command-C as shortcuts. Now we're going back to our Word Search Labs, and we're going to paste our list in there. Go ahead and look to see that they have all formatted correctly and there aren't any spaces in your lines here, because if you have a space between your words, you're going to have an empty space in your word search. As we scroll down, we can see that we have the options for word placement. They have already selected left to right, top to bottom, bottom to top, and top left to bottom right in a diagonal sort. And you also have 4 more options here to make it even more difficult. They do show you a preview, and they have given you options for the layout. With 25 words, I have found that 18 to 20 letters in a row or a column is a good amount for a clear picture. We want this to be as a rectangle or a square. And if you have your height and width set at the same amount of letters, you will end up with a square, which will be perfect to fit into our template. Moving on down, you have the option to create a passcode in case you want to come back and edit later on. And this is the public or the free version. They do have a members only version for hidden and private puzzles, but that is not necessary for our purposes. I'm going to go ahead and select save. And it's telling me that I do need to have a title before I can save. So I'm going to go ahead and call this Wedding Word Search. And scroll down. Before we move on to saving, we're going to create a passcode. I'm just going to put 2025. That will be a good one just to have in there. And select save. And here we have our puzzle. I'm going to need to scroll down to get the entire 20 by 20 puzzle. And they do give you the option to print here, but we don't need to print. We just need to save this puzzle as an image or a PNG to import into our template. So let's go ahead and use our print screen or our snipping tool, whichever you have available on your computer. And I'm going to highlight by dragging my cursor over the puzzle. And then I'm going to save the puzzle to my device under my desktop. And I'm going to save that as Word Search. I'm going to save it as 3 because I do have several already saved. You can just save it as Word Search and select Save. Now we are going to move back over into our template. And remember, it is in your download. I'm sorry, the PDF is in your download. And now we are ready to choose a template that we want to use. Let's begin with the 8.5 by 11. I also have included a 5 by 7. Those are both on the same template, but I went ahead and listed them here just in case you needed more clarification in that area. So let's click on the 8.5 by 11 vertical. You will be led to a template created by Sweets from the Soul. This is just a directive to take you on to the free version of Canva. In your download, it will say View Template. Open the template in Editor. And at this point, if you do not have an account already set up with Canva, you will be prompted to do that. Unless you want to use more of the premium elements, you do not have to pay a fee to use this. And our template can be edited using the free version of Canva. This now becomes part of your files under your account with Canva. So here is our template. The first slide in our template is just a marker, just to show you that this is what it's going to look like. As we go on to slide number 2, we have our 8.5 by 11 word search. We also have an answer key page. Then our next one has the 5 by 7, where you can print 2 on one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. This is excellent for leaving at the guest table on each place setting for guests to use as they wait for the bride and groom to come into the reception, or if you're at a wedding shower and you want to use it as an icebreaker game. We also have the 5 by 7 version of the answer key. You also have a version of the word search with a floral background. And we have the answer key and the 5 by 7 for that as well. So you have 2 options, 2 designs to choose from. But for simplicity's sake, let's just go back to the minimalistic view here. In this template, you have the option to change any of the fonts that you would like and even the wording. Say, for example, you wanted to change this to the bride and groom's name. You simply double click on that box with word search and change it. You may need to move it up just a little bit. The J is a little bit too long for that area, and it's as simple as that. Now we are ready to replace the puzzle that we have here in the placeholder. We simply click on Uploads to the left and click on the purple Upload Files. This will prompt your file manager to open. We're going to look in Desktop, and we will search up here in the search bar for Word Search 3. This is the one that I just saved. We're going to click on it and open, and that will upload it into the Canva app. Now that it's there, we can just click on it, drag it over, and you notice how it popped in to where the other one was. I'll pull it back again and it just pops into that placeholder. It makes it very easy to place into the template. Now let's go ahead, we'll work on our words in just a minute, but let's move on to our word search answer key. Going back to your puzzle generator, we have a box that says answers. Click in that box and it gives you a puzzle with all of the answers. Again, we are going to use our print screen or our snippet tool, and we're going to take a picture of that image. Then we will save it to our desktop. And I'm going to name this answer key 3. And we'll click out of there and go back to our tab for our template. Now I'm ready to upload that file into Canva. Go to our desktop, search answer key 3. It pops up, we click on it, open, and Canva uploads it into their program. Now I just simply click on it, drag it over, and it pops into the placeholder. Now that we have our puzzle in our template, we want to look at this puzzle and the image quality that we have. Remember, this is an image that we uploaded from a different program. In order to adjust that image to make sure it is at its absolute most clearest state, we can go in and select Edit, which opens a box that gives us an opportunity to adjust. We can adjust the temperature, tint, the brightness of the lighting of it, but I want to go down here to the tab that says blacks, and I want to pull that all the way up to make it as dark as we possibly can. Now if we scroll down even further, we can adjust the sharpness here as well as the clarity. And as we zoom in just a little bit, we can tell that now those letters are at the same dimension or sharpness as the other letters that we have pasted in. And when you have it to that point, just simply click out of that and your image is ready to go. We'll do the exact same thing on the next image. Click on the image, select Edit, Adjust, scroll down to the blacks, increase that area, continue scrolling down, increase the sharpness and the clarity. Now our image looks just as good as the rest of our Canva template. Now let's go back to slide number 2 and let's work on our word choices here. We're going to go back to our spreadsheet and we're just going to take, since in our template we have 5 words in each box here, I'm going to copy 5 of these words at a time by dragging my mouse over them. Right click, copy, go back to your template, double click, Control V or right click and paste, and you have your words. And it's just that easy. Go back to your spreadsheet, grab 5 more words, right click, copy, go back to your template, double click, and paste. And we're going to continue doing this until we have all 25 words copied. And there we have our template made for our word search. We need to also place these words into our answer key on our next page. So what I want to do is simply come in, select all of those columns of words by dragging over, right click, copy, move to slide number 3, select these word columns, delete, and paste those in place with Control V or Command V, depending on your computer. And there we have our word search in 8.5 by 11 is complete. Doing the same thing with the 5 by 7, we take our word list and drop them over into place. Now we're ready to take care of this area down here with our list of words. I'm going to click and select the garbage can, and it should get rid of all of them. And now we are ready to Control V and paste in our words from our puzzle. Now, as you can see, this is much larger. We're going to have to bring it down to the size that we want. I usually like to bring it down using the handles on the side to fit the proportions of the word search above. I'm going to bring it down to right there, and I think that looks great. Doing the same thing over here. You can highlight the entire box, click on delete the trash can, copy these, Control C and Control V, and it will drag, and then just, let me do that again. I'll drag my whole box over here. And using those pink lines will help you to line it up even with both the word search here and the columns over here. And that looks great. Same thing for our answer key, dragging our puzzles over into place, and then copying these from the other page. I'm going to copy both and Control C for copy. Come over here, highlight both of these boxes, hit delete, and then come down and paste in the ones that we just took from the other page. And we're completely finished with those. Now, if you choose that you would rather use the floral instead, do it in the exact same manner as you did with this one. These would be excellent to print, to leave on the table at the reception, or to use with a bridal shower. So let me show you how to do that. Now that we have our templates ready, I'm going to go to the right-hand corner, click on Share, go down and select Download, and it will give you the options here, the file types that you would like to use. If you are printing at your home computer, just click on PDF Print, best for sharing. I think I just want to print the 5 by 7s, which is on slide number 4 and slide number 5. So we're going to change that to 4 and 5. You can scroll down here and see what it is that that you're printing, and you can see that you do have 4 and 5 selected. Select Done and Download. And that is going to download into your file manager. So when you open that file manager, it will say copy of 8.5 by 11, whatever you're printing, and you can just open that up and you're ready to print from there. Let's move on now to how we would go about using some of the other templates. I have included not only the ones for individual use, but I've also included some that would be formatted to be able to make a poster size thing to set up in the venue. These are here in both vertical and horizontal, and they are also in standard and imperial form. So say for example, I wanted to select the 20 by 16 to have printed at an online service or an office supply store like Staples or Vistaprint. Simply click on that template. Again, it's going to give you that option. View template will be showing in your browser. You're going to open in the editor, and again, it's going to open in your account under your name in Canva. So here we have it in a horizontal profile. By doing this, you're able to display it in your venue. And I envision this as something that people can come in and find a word quickly and then go about their business. Or they may all want to do it as a group and just a fun game to have at the beginning of the wedding. Again, you can do this in any way that you would like. You can change the name. You might want to change it to Sip and Search. I've often seen that at weddings where it's just something for them to do while they're sipping on their champagne at the beginning of the reception, just something fun. We're going to do it the exact same way. We're going to go to Uploads. Again, we're going to click that in and it just pops right in. We move on down to the next slide and we can pop in the answer key. Again, you want to go ahead and change this part as well. Moving it wherever you want to. We'll go ahead and center it over the puzzle a little bit better. Now let's look at how we're going to work our words here. Remember, over in your sheet here, you have your words. Since this is all together, we can go ahead and highlight all 25 of those words, copy, go back to your word search, and I am just going to select those words in the box and Control V. And there my words have been replaced by the words that I have selected for this puzzle. As you can tell, it's a little bit long. We can simply grab the handles and bring that back into view so that it is sitting where we want it to be. And then we can take our cursor, click on it, and use those red arrows to line it up with our puzzle. And there we have it. And to go ahead and copy that, Control C, place it down, Control V, and again, go ahead and use your arrows to place it where you want it to be. If you are going to be sending this to an office supply store or to someplace like Vistaprint, an online service, this is what you're going to do a little bit differently here. We're going to go to the Share button, select Download, and instead of a PDF, you want to save it as an image, a PNG. This is best for complex images such as this, as it will give you a very clear picture to be able to include in your printing. We want to download just page 2, click on Done and Download. And again, that is going to end up in your file manager. Now let's go ahead and open up the website for Vistaprint. That's one of the more popular ones that people use. Again, there are so many out there that you can use to have it printed. But I just want to show you some of the options that you have here. Let's go to Signs, Banners, and Posters. And if you scroll down, you can see all the different things that you can have printed at Vistaprint. I'm going to go with the posters and rigid signs. And here you have the option of foam boards or plastic signs. Let's look at the foam boards. Now we have the option to design our poster like we want it to look at our venue. So you have width and height. Let's select 16 by 20. We want it to be a horizontal orientation. Scroll on down. We have the option to upload design. This is going to be a rectangle and it gives you the option to select protective glossy coating or no protective. I'm going to select protective glossy and select next. Upload from this device. And here we have the PNG that we downloaded earlier from Canva. Select, open, and it does sharpen your image to where it looks good for your poster. Now at this point in time, we want to take a look at it, make sure that everything looks good, and it does. Let's go ahead and select next. And continue. And here we have the final steps to place the order. I won't continue any further as I don't want to place this order. I do want to tell you how much we appreciate your support of our family business. I know you will enjoy creating with this printable. We would appreciate your review of this product. Reviews help us to grow in the right direction as a business and helps others to know what a great product they are purchasing. You can access your reviews under your profile tab on Etsy or at sweetsfromthesoul.com. Please feel free to contact us with any questions or problems you may have in the editing of your template here today, and follow us online at our store, sweetsfromthesoul.com, or on our Etsy store, sweetsfromthesoul.etsy.com, and across all of the social media platforms. May God bless you, and we hope to see you soon at Sweets from the Soul. Goodbye.